The first GOP primary debate for the 2024 election is Wednesday. 8 candidates have qualified and will stand on the debate stage in Milwaukee. But the candidates who will be there may get overshadowed by who won't be there, and that's former President Donald Trump, the frontrunner in the race. He's not going. He cited his lead in the polls as reason for not showing up. CBS News chief election campaign correspondent Robert Costa joins me now. He's already in position in Milwaukee. Bob, it's good to see you. A recent CBS News poll shows 91% of likely GOP primary voters want candidates in the debate to focus on making the case for themselves Wednesday, as opposed to making the case against Donald Trump. What will that mean in practice for those 8 that show up?
Well, John, good to be here talking to candidates and top advisors behind the scenes. It's evident that privately, many of them feel a sense of relief tonight that ahead of this Wednesday debate here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they're actually going to have an opportunity to get some political oxygen after a largely sleepy summer where former President Trump's 4 criminal indictments have dominated the political story, whether it's former Governor Hutchinson or former Governor Christie or Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis. They're all looking for that breakthrough moment, and if not a breakthrough moment, at least an opportunity to get a little traction. And without that overwhelming presence of Trump on stage, the overwhelming frontrunner, they feel like they can maybe answer some questions about their biography and their message.
Just to understand the dynamic, Donald Trump is highly critical of some of his opponents and pays no price for that. But voters won't tolerate criticisms of him. But Donald Trump knows that campaigns are about differences. That's why he was so successful. So are these candidates, they're excited to get some oxygen, but in the current dynamic and current environment, do they really think that a positive message will get them their moment in the sun? That the dynamic of the race is such where that can get through?
They're searching through the shadows of this campaign for some sort of light, politically speaking, because they've attacked Trump, in a sense, from the right for months. Florida's governor has done that, offering criticism of how Trump handled COVID and federal policy. But that hasn't really connected with voters who say that, look, Trump may not be perfectly conservative in their view on certain issues, but he still is seen as a conservative enough candidate to be their standard bearer. So because so many of them are lingering in the single digits, they really just want a chance to see if they can get to the double digits. This is a survival game right now for them. Campaigns, as you know as well as anyone, John, they take money. So the audience tonight is not just the generic Republican voter in the early states. It's also their own supporters and donors to stick with them, that they have some kind of spark behind their candidacy.
That's a great point. This may not be to win the whole bucket. You just want to live to fight another day. And what do we know anything about what the frontrunner will be doing on Wednesday? Any plans for him? And is he going to do counter programming or anything?
He is planning to do an interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson. And it's important to note that Wednesday's debate comes on the eve of his own surrender to authorities in Georgia for that 4th indictment. RICO charges down in Fulton County, Georgia, about how he handled that post-election period and tried to overturn the 2020 election. Many of Trump's own officials from his campaign are here in Milwaukee tonight. We'll be here tomorrow. The RNC has said they won't allow all of them in the spin room after the debate, but they are certainly here making their case to reporters. So Trump has a presence even if he's not here physically.
Robert Costa in Milwaukee. Thanks so much, Bob.